Welcome back to Method Cooking. Tonight we're talking about spring rolls. So you don't always have everything you need. I also had to go out and get some spring roll wrappers. We got some brown rice spring roll wrappers, but everything else I had on hand. That includes rice noodles, some red cabbage, carrots, cucumbers, some cilantro, some mint. I chopped up some Spanish peanuts, had some peanut sauce in the fridge, and had some leftover shrimp from a party for me last night. So what we're going to do is get everything combined. I'm going to kind of show you the process on how to do it and turn something that seems really sophisticated when you're out to eat into something really simple you can do at home. Cutting the vegetables for spring rolls is a little bit different than usual. You're going to want them small but still crispy because you don't want a huge overly bite that you have to chew and chew and chew. So to that, we're going to take the carrot, cut off a thin sliver so we've got a flat side. As I lay it on that flat side, I'm going to cut long planks. From the planks, I'm going to cut a really fine julienne because you want that crisp bite of the carrot, but you also don't want each bite of the spring roll to be something that you've got to chew and chew and chew. The cucumber is going to be the same as the carrot. We're going to cut off that top just to get rid of that root. I'm going to cut it in half so we've got a flat side, and then from there, cut long planks. Once we've got those planks, cut those into a fine julienne. So again, we've got that crisp kind of cucumber bite to it, but it's not something that we've got to chew over and over, and makes a nice smooth consistency inside the spring roll. The beauty behind spring rolls is how it's just a nice, light, crisp bite. So with the full shrimp that we've got, I'm actually going to put them on their side and cut them in half. That way as we layer them inside the spring roll, each bite has a nice taste of shrimp, but nothing is too kind of overpowering, and it's just a nice light mouthfeel while still getting all the flavor. Before we actually get into the food assembly side of these spring rolls, I want to give you a blown up example of what we're going to do as far as rolling them so that everything stays inside. This concept and this method can be used for the spring rolls, egg rolls, if you're making like a chicken lettuce wrap for lunch, burritos, whatever it is. That way everything stays contained and doesn't spill out the top and the bottom. So for this example, I've got a giant circle cut piece of newspaper. We're going to put all our ingredients in the middle. Again, whether it's chicken, shrimp, rice, beans, whatever it is. But you got everything in the middle. You grab each piece off the side and pull those in towards the center. Fold the back over the top. And from there, you're going to use your hands to kind of curl it in and just kind of like make a fist. That's going to pull the top or each side in and hold it in place. A little fold on each side and continue rolling. And from there, you've got a burrito or a spring roll with each side completely intact. Spring rolls are surprisingly easy. It's all about the prep. So you're going to set yourself up almost like it was a cooking TV show where everything is prepped and ready to use. So I've got some carrots, some chopped cilantro, cucumbers, some mint, some red cabbage, and then some chopped peanuts. Again, this is what I had on hand. Anything else you have or want to use, whether it's green onions, bell peppers, jalapeno spicy peppers, leeks, kimchi, bok choy, literally like whatever you've got, you can put in. Here I've got the shrimp ready. It's still chilled, sliced in half. I'm using shrimp in this spring roll because it's a shrimp that I already had on hand. But if you had leftover steak, I guess you could use leftover chicken, or you could make them all vegetable. It's whatever you've got or whatever you feel like, the flavors you want, or what you've got that you're trying to use that you can put into the rolls. One of the last components of the dish is the rice noodles. These are really easy to make. It's like a 2 or 3 minute boiling in a pot. Strain them off. Once I strain them off, I toss them with a little bit of water just to keep them nice and loose. And each one of the spring rolls is just going to get a heavy pinch of those over the top. With the spring roll wrappers, they're really crisp and very thin. What you want to do, you don't have to cook them, but you're just going to put them in a bowl of kind of lukewarm, just above room temperature water for about 10 to 15 seconds. Now you can get these in white rice or brown rice. Tonight I'm using brown rice. It's a little bit healthier and it's a little bit more filling than the white. The white is nice and translucent, or a little bit more, so the final product kind of like shows better. But as far as flavor, texture, and me feeling full after eating a few of these, I like to go with the brown. So after about 15-20 seconds, it takes a little bit longer with the brown rice spring roll wrappers than it is with the white, but you'll start to feel kind of like a silky consistency to it, and the ability that you can fold it and bend it without breaking it. So that's how you know it's ready. So we're going to pull that off, shake off a little bit of that excess water, put it on the cutting board, and then we're going to start adding in our filling. So presentation wise, you're going to see the top first, which means as we're building it from the bottom up. So I'm going to start with some chopped peanuts right on the bottom, so that's going to be the first thing you see. Following that, we're going to go with the sliced shrimp. And again, instead of dumping those on there, I'm going to kind of tear them out so that the final product looks restaurant quality. After the shrimp, we're going to come in with a little bit of those julienne carrots and the julienne cucumbers. Again, just a nice bite and a fresh flavor profile to it. some red cabbage, a little bit of that chopped cilantro, and then a couple small pieces of mint. Over the top of that, we're going to come in with the rice noodles. Just a nice little mound, and we're going to spread that out kind of into the shape that we want the spring roll to be. And then just like the example in the newspaper, we're going to fold in one side, the other side, and then come over the top, tuck it in a little bit with our fingers, kind of pull on the side so it holds its shape, roll into a nice tight spring roll, and that's what gets served. So the spring rolls are done and plated. I've got 3 to a plate. You're going to notice odd numbers a lot more once you realize the fact. Something about odd numbers just looks good on a plate. So we've got 3. We got the peanut sauce on the side. Again, the peanut sauce is just something I had in the fridge. I topped it with some chopped peanuts and a little bit of chopped cilantro. These are best eaten as soon as they're prepared. Not like the minute they're prepared, but like within like an hour or two. If you're not going to eat them all, or you're trying to make them in advance, make sure you wrap them up in something individually so they don't stick together, in something airtight so the wrapper doesn't dry out. And they'll probably hold for 2 or 3 days. Another episode of Method Cooking on the books. Tonight we did spring rolls with dipping sauce. All but one ingredient we already had at home, so it was cheap, cost effective, and absolutely delicious. Make sure you tune in next week, share it, like it, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you soon.